Hi, what's up? Welcome back for another episode of JHAnimeGamer. Welcome back for another episode video. This time I'm talking about the PlayStation 1 Classic is launching this December the 3rd, 2018. And I'm super excited for the PlayStation 1 Classic Mini. Let's see what my thoughts is for this PlayStation 1 Classic. So let's take a look. Yes, I have just showed you they've launched the trailer of that PlayStation 1 Classic. Hope you liked that trailer. Didn't give you too much details what hard drive hardware is on the system. It is about 29%, 30% smaller than the original PlayStation 1 Classic, in my opinion. So it's going to be pretty small. And yeah, they've added a port HDMI input, so it's easy to access and record games for the PlayStation 1 Classic. Over the years, I've been a big fan of PlayStation since I was on high school back in 1995 when it launched the first PlayStation console. I remember playing Wipeout for the PlayStation as well as Crash Bandicoot and Resident Evil, and yeah. They mentioned 4 games coming out for the PlayStation 1, so there's 20 preloaded games coming out, so we're not sure what games are going to put on the system, but the 4 games they did put out, and that was Ridge Racer 4. In my opinion, it's a good racing game. Unfortunately, you should have put Gran Turismo in there, but they went for Ridge Racer Type 4. There was other games I've added as well. Final Fantasy VII, yes, fantastic RPG game. Looking forward to that. So to see it on the HD TV quality using the 720p to record will be amazing. What games would I like to see on the system? My thoughts I would like to see on the PlayStation 1 Classic. I would love to, number 1, I would love to see Gran Turismo. Number 2, I would like to see Resident Evil. And another game I would love to see is a very expensive game, and I don't have it. It's worth a lot of money, over 200 or 300 quid. I've seen it on eBay, and that is the Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I played it on the download game on the PC. Simulation. That was the only way I can play it and can afford it, but to pay that price, 300 quid or more for this Castlevania Symphony of the Night is crazy, absolutely crazy price. But as I say, I'm a big fan of Castlevania games. I've got ones there. I've got Castlevania Lords of the Shadow 1 and 2, not my favorite Castlevania games. Castlevania Dracula X, I think that was out for the PC Engine Dual or the Famicom. Some of those 2 systems, I'm not too sure, but anyway. As I say, I'm wearing my PlayStation t-shirt just as for support. Looking forward for this launch game. Will I buy the PlayStation 1 Classic? Well, first of all, I would like to see what games they put on it. So they're talking about 20 games for the system. They've really got 2 RPG game titles on the system, so I think that will be enough. And I think they should add Crash Bandicoot GTR, the racing game. In my opinion, I'd love to see that on the system. Wipeout and Gran Turismo, as I mentioned. and what other games would I like to see on the system. Let me see, Resident Evil is a good survival horror game. That's a classic. I'm just looking at the PlayStation games up there. I don't have too many, about 30 games there. I think there was a sports title game coming out as well. I'm not sure what sport games are going to put on it. Definitely not FIFA, because that was the game I played in the 90s, and that was FIFA 95, FIFA 96, and I believe it was FIFA 98, before they actually brought out for the PlayStation 2. My opinion for the PlayStation 1, the reason why they're bringing out a mini classic PlayStation is to compete with Nintendo for the N64. Leave your comments below what you like to see on the PlayStation 1 Classic. I would like to hear from you. But let's get back to the story here. The reason my PlayStation is launching the Mini Classic, and that is due to get more money, because unfortunately I've heard rumours they have cancelled the PlayStation 5, supposed to come out on 2020, but could be delayed, whether that's a good thing. Another rumour I've heard, the way the Xbox One uses the Game Pass. Now the PlayStation is going to be talking about doing, the Game Pass, so give you cheap deals. To be honest with you, I do not use PlayStation Plus. I do not see the benefit of using that and getting great games, because there isn't really many good games on the PlayStation Plus, and you're not getting good deals. So that's my opinion. What else would I like to talk about here? What can I say about the PlayStation Classic? Yeah, it's coming out the 3rd of December, and let's see, they're competing against Nintendo as they brought out the Mini NES, the Mini SNES. I don't have either of those two, but I'm looking forward to pick up the Mini NES. If I see it later this year, I will get a good deal on that. I think they're going around 50 quid. The SNES Classic's going around about $79.99, which is quite reasonable. 30 games. But as for a PlayStation, to my opinion, 20 games for me is not enough. I think they should add more, at least 40 or 50 games on the system. But that's a good idea. I think they posted the trailer up a bit too early. I look forward to see if we're going to do another trailer and see what other games is coming out. We're going to bring out a trailer for the rest of the 16 games, because they've only brought out a trailer for those particular 4 games for the system. Yeah, it is smaller, and the controller, I like the way it came back to the original controller, the digital. In my opinion, I like the DualShock thumbs, but I like the fact they went for the digital controller, because some games do use the analog stick and some don't. And interested to see what way the PlayStation's going. Are they still in development? I'm not too sure what games are going to put on the system, so I'd like to know what the company is going to do, Sony PlayStation themselves. So just have to wait and see what happens over the next month or so. Will they bring out another trailer for the rest of the games, and then I'll decide whether I pick up a Mini Classic, one that's good for recording on HDMI and do footage and stuff. Was the original PlayStation, it's very hard to record. Even you had an RGB SCART onto your VHR video recorder. I think it's the only way I can record it on it. And will they bring out compatible for the Mini PlayStation, connect to your PS4 and download more games, classic PlayStation games on that? I am not too sure if they'll do that or not. But yeah, what can I say about the Mini PlayStation Classic? Just hope they put some good games on that system, especially Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I would love to see that game on that system. So that is my thoughts for the Mini PlayStation, just to compete against the Mini N64, which is coming out soon. I haven't mentioned about that yet. But I say in the future they'll probably bring out a Mini PlayStation 2 console. And yes. That is my thoughts for the PlayStation Classic. Leave your comments below, and what do you think? What games would you like to see on the system? And yes, that is it for this video. Remember, hit that subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm JHAnimeGamer, as you know. And if you don't know, and if you haven't picked up a PlayStation or haven't played a PlayStation back in the day, or you're still when you're back as a teenager or a kid, it'll be a great present for you and guys at Christmas. If you haven't played a PlayStation, that is the right time to pick up a mini classic. But as for now, guys, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you next episode. Peace.